Winner bracket final. Two players that prevailed in the quarters meet each other. It's again for us the matchup of Undead versus HawK, versus Human, but HawK is playing it slightly different than Thorazane, and that's the only change that we have. Happy versus HawK, 2 Russians this time. We have once again our map selection. It doesn't look that much different from last time, but HawK having the higher position had the map picked now. So Concealed Hills and Twisted vetoed on the human side. On the Undead, we have gotten rid of Terranas and Echo once again. HawK decides to go for Last Refuge first, leaves us with Amazonia and Northern right after. Here are the players. HawK's biggest accomplishment, of course, still the 2014 WEC World Esports Championships. 3rd place there, right behind Reprisal and Infi. Since then, yeah, he's always there, but he's never winning big stuff. And this time, he must, like, if he qualifies with this bracket, that would be a big accomplishment for the MTW player who's spawning in the upper right. Happy in the bottom left, Undead versus Human. Let's go and let's see how different HawK is playing this. Whoa, he's going rifles.
Right? I was not expecting this at all. Especially on this map. Like, if it's a tougher expansion map, then I could have seen him going rifles, maybe, you know? Go for the one base plate, but this is LR. This is like one of the easiest fast expansion maps. And HawK loves fast expansion usually. But no, here he's going for the Paladin, just like Thorazane earlier. So how is he gonna play it? Is he gonna play it differently? Is he gonna play it early expo as well? Oh, starting off with a supply block here, HawK, forgetting about the second farm. I mean, at the end, it's maybe a 10-second delay on the rifle. It's not the end of the world, but it's really unnecessary.
And yeah, it costs resources, it costs time, and you are not allowed to give Happy just your little finger, because he grabs it and rips your arm off if you give him tiny little advantages like this. Let's see if he goes for the same creep route that he had against Thorazane. I would certainly expect that. That would be green into green, Shadow Priest, or High Priest into High Priest.
Yeah,
and
looks
that's
really good,
exactly
I
what
think.
he's doing.
Taking the first camp here entirely, and then on the other side, getting only the High Priest, that's level 2 precisely, and 2 nice consumables, especially if we get Sentry Wards. Basically a legal map hack, and guess what? There we go, finding the Sentry Wards right away. Paladin starting off with creeping with the militia, but this is gonna be all rifles. So is he gonna play this expansion, or is he gonna attack now, I wonder?
HawK, you mean?
Yeah.
I think... Well, he didn't see the game against Thorazane of Happy. Again, power building a farm, by the way. I would guess tier 2 expansion. I would think tier 2 expansion, just because it's more common.
I also always feel like this Pally rifle strat only becomes really powerful once the Blood Mage is there, and only gets insane once the Blood Mage is level 3.
Yeah.
And if you go for the early expansion, you will be delaying all of that by a ton. Getting more and more rifles, not forgetting about the next farm, up to 3 rifles now. Pally would love to get the level 2 here, but with the DK hanging around for the coil, not so easy, not so reliable.
It kind of looks like he is going for the tier 1 expansion. Otherwise, it's all too late already. No, tier 2 tech now. But, ooh, 60% behind Happy.
Yeah, that is the price you pay here going for these early rifles. The Undead tech with the Ted Fiend build order is basically the fastest you can go for, but of course it's going to be a lot lower on fighting units. HawK going for the level 1 creep first, I like that. Oftentimes it feels like it's not even worth. Oh, and playing around the coil last hit, well done, HawK. And gets that as well, and a quick level 2.
This was just a tiny bit better than Thorazane was playing it against HawK, and he prevents this last hit. Can he do it again?
Oh, that was super close again.
Yeah.
But yeah, HawK gets it again. That was, again, a split second. The split second that Happy earlier had against Thorazane. Here, he doesn't have it against HawK.
See, it's doable, even against Happy, that is. And that leaves the DK on level 1. That should give HawK the time to expand. Happy this time going again heavier on Fiends, unlike he played against Thorazane on Amazonia. But this is basically the build that he had against Thorin as well. But this time, without this expansion, where does he want to attack now? I don't think he has any angle to attack anything. You don't want to go into the base, so you kind of you have to creep. But the Lich is already coming, so DK's progress is super late already.
I guess Happy wants to slow down the Paladin here. Don't give him level 3. And then when the Lich comes with new Rods of Necromancy, with the Coil Nova, look for those rifle kills, one after the next, just like he did against Thorzane. But that game looked better for him. Especially the decision here by Happy not to go for the High Priest earlier to get his level 2 is really biting him in the ass. He was relying on being able to get level 2 with creep steals, but HawK did not allow that. And I think HawK's in decent position. Oh, last it goes to Happy there.
Yeah, for this one time he gets it. But it was only a small troll. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
HawK seems to know exactly what Happy is doing and playing around it very nicely.
Still no level 2 for the DK here. This last hit is a big one on the High Priest. But the Lich is coming in, bringing no new Rods of Necromancy. That is very surprising to me. Want to have him here immediately, I guess. But can you really kill anything here? Paladin's full mana.
Don't think so. There's not much poison from the Murlocs. It's a lot of damage from these rifles. It's not even level 2, so you can't really chase. Level 2.5 Paladin, and you're 1-1 heroes. Damn, HawK. I am pretty impressed with your performance thus far. Tier 2 is done as well. Blood Mage is coming. This means, of course, that he does not have a Brilliance Aura. But for the heroes, it should be fine with Siphon Mana. And level 3 for the Paladin now. And the Rune Bracers. Oh yeah, Lady Luck is on HawK's side now as well.
Yeah, and if the Sentry Ward had been a little further to the right, Happy could have seen this Merc Camp creep. Could he have been able to do something about it? Maybe yes, maybe no. But the Sentry was just a little bit off. Happy is now stealing the Ogre Magi. Creeping here without any skeletons. Dropping fairly low on health and also not the most mana, really. And I think this is what the Pally Rifles player wants, right? Like, just more time to make more rifles, get up the levels, get the time to get the Blood Mage out. And again, I have to reiterate this. Blood Mage level 3, this is where it's at. Because Undead is reliant on mana pretty much always, especially in the late game. And when you have the level 2 drain, you can drain those Undead heroes. Suddenly, this isn't even so hard to fight up against. But guess what? Best item on the map for Happy. It's the Khadgar's Pipe of Insight. Mana was going to be a problem for him. Might still be a problem, of course. But that is going to help him tremendously.
And the Lich is pretty sick already with 2 claws of attack. So Lady Luck can't really decide, as it seems. And now HawK for the red spot as well, question mark. We go Lumbermill only now, no Sanctum yet. Is he playing rifles only with his heroes?
Might start the tech here now as well. We see this fairly often, I guess, with around 50 supply, teching, and then getting ready for perhaps Griffins later. But looks like HawK's expanding in the weirdest position possible. Oh, finding Legion Doomhorn here for him. Very nice. But yeah, this is looking like an expansion here, certainly from HawK. And I wouldn't blame Happy if he doesn't sniff this out. This is so unusual.
I agree. He's still scouting, of course, with the Sentry Ward, but it's expiring now as well. He has no information. Still thinking that HawK is not expanding. 2-0 coming for the rifles. He has a lot of armor with his level 4 Paladin. And Siphon Mana and Banish. So he has good nuke, good sustain. Especially on this Paladin. And still, Happy struggling a little with the levels. He's close to level 3. But that's about it. DK separated from the rest of the army, but now HawK sees him coming. Supply-wise, HawK is in the lead, but only slightly. And now, creep check by Happy.
All I just used cooldown on cooldown for a little bit, but has a very low cooldown. Only 5 seconds. Happy playing dual hero, which is super unusual. Normally against human, we always see triple hero. He has 5 supplies still available if he wants to go for one. Oh, unfortunate end snare on the Fiend, and I think there's no saving this one. Nova on the Paladin, but he doesn't fear it too much with those bracers. He's really tanky, and the first Fiend gets taken out. The statue dropping extremely low. These rifles have gotten to the point where they're so strong. 50 supply, now even more, with 2 damage upgrades and these strong heroes to back him up.
Happy is losing even a statue, leaves him with only 1. Little bit of trouble for this Blood Mage. What was that? Silence in the back. The new edition of the Dark Ranger catches HawK by surprise, and Happy gets another kill on HawK's way out with this rifleman. And if he scouts the hill now,
Oh, is he gonna do it though? Oh my god.
He needs... Oh, another claws of attack. Holy crazy moly. Plus the Scroll of the Beast. This Lich is gonna tear this army apart alone. But he's
And
not going for it.
Happy still doesn't have any Rods of Necromancy. If he had, perhaps he would be sending out some skeletons. But he didn't bring any. And he just has no idea that this is going on. Oh, Hellstone for the Paladin, the best thing he could have hoped for. Can't help. Holy Light himself, of course, so healing for him is always going to be a little bit difficult. Oh, that item is going to be, yeah, perfect for him. A bit of a mistake there by HawK early on. He definitely should have gotten the invul from the shop for his Blood Mage to make sure he doesn't get nuked so easily. But now he's going to remember it for the next time, I assume.
And the Town Portal only, and the Heal Scroll. Sees this is more important, especially when he assumes that abominations are coming, but they are not. And Happy is still not scouting for it. But look at this Lich. Plus 23. Rotti, are you watching?
Scroll of the Beast as well. He's got 2-0, 2-1 Fiends now. With Scroll, these are some kick-ass Fiends.
Yep. Oh, so much damage.
To that.
That is so much damage.
Still no invul for HawK. Blood Mage could once again find himself in a lot of trouble. Oh my god. Here we go. Scroll of the Beast and moving in right away. Where's the silence gonna go? Gonna go onto the Paladin. With that, the Blood Mage could certainly be in danger. No Holy Lights at the moment. Good kiting by Happy, but the mana drain is starting to come in. Blood Mage still not level 3. He's so close. And suddenly, where did all these skeletons come from? They were missing highly in number for a long time, but suddenly it is so many of them. And HawK, with one mistake, losing the Blood Mage earlier, now has very little army left to defend his expansion.
Has some gold though, and the high ground and tower support. Happy is backing off as the Scroll of the Beast, well, it lasts for quite some time. Map is almost empty. HawK was scouting in the upper left for a counter expansion, going tier 3 now for Griffin Aviary. He wants full damage mode with Griffin, but now the Paladin is separated from the rest of the army. Can't even go up there now. DK super low, aiming for that tower. Holy Light is saving this rifleman, but the mispositioning could cost HawK the game.
DK no mana at least, so no coils to fear from him. But yes, so few rifles, he just doesn't have the damage output anymore. Heal Scroll being used there, but did that do too much? The Holy Light though is pretty strong. Siphon coming in over and over and over. Can HawK still do it with his small army against these Fiends at 2-1, which are so strong and still so high in number here still? Indeed. One more coil coming in there, and just no Fiends are dying. They're all surviving.
Yeah, Happy
Where's the
migrates them
rifles?
godly to the next. HawK is doing a good job in banishing the Fiends so that at least they can't attack. Yes, they are there, but that's about it. No mana anymore, so he has to decide to maybe siphon the Paladin to give him some mana for more... Oh man, this micro is so good. For more Holy Lights. And that would give the DK some time to get at least one coil or something. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. And now Happy storming the high ground. The skeletons are doing a good job for these Passons, or against these Passons. New coming Rifleman though, and expansion by Happy in the upper left. Can this Paladin survive and get to level 5?
It looks like Happy has broken through. It certainly looks that way. 60 supply against only 45. And he doesn't have to go all in here. As you pointed out, there's the expansion in the top left. Happy is fine taking this later, but looks like he's finishing it already.
I would tend to agree with so many Fiends. HawK is looking for a distraction, trying to force a town portal. Oh no, he wants level 5. And then Holy Lighting Acolytes, I guess. Web is coming, so Happy is anticipating the Griffins. Second Aviary only now, and a Mountain King third for full nuke. He sees the last chance he has is Hero Focus.
Is that gonna work? We'll see. Lich has an invul. DK is very tanky to begin with. Dark Ranger. I don't know. Does that even matter so much? TP coming in now to defend the main. And one rifle dying instantly. The focus coming in after these Fiend damage shots are pretty impressive. With these 2 damage upgrades and another rifle left behind. HawK losing more and more units. And now the expansion is even done for Happy.
It is. It's a little bit of crippled mining, but only for so long. HawK, though, getting up to 51, needs another farm, and I guess again has to power build it. But okay, you know 2 Griffins occupying this.
You know what we just hit, Neo? We just hit level 4 Lich Boy.
Ooh.
Level 4 Lich, that's right, +4 intelligence. And it's gonna be so much mana. Does he have level 2 skeletons? Level 2 silence is also really good to hopefully hit 2 heroes, but no, it's level 2 dark minions.
Yeah.
With level 2 dark ritual? Good luck draining all of that mana, Blood Mage.
That's gonna be an endless amount of mana. And there's no Archmage Brilliance Aura. Well, there's a Brilliance Aura, but it's not on the human side. The DK is taking hits from this bong. But still, we have 5-3-1. We have a disable now as well. But happy, knowing exactly what HawK is up to. The Griffin reinforcements are not there. Wait, one is there, but where's the rest? This Blood Mage has to be staffed out immediately, and this Stormbolt is just tickling a little. Oh, this web.
That's the rifle. The web
That's the
on
Griffin.
the Griffin. This is looking desperate now for HawK.
Second expansion. For Happy in the bottom right.
Because why not, I guess.
He's like a cat playing with a mouse now. Just throwing her around. Rips one leg off. Then lets her run a bit. Catches her again. Rips another leg off. Temple of the Damned to be a little safer.
Happy usually a player who doesn't have to rely on crazy items, but boy did he find some good items in this game. The Ring of Regen won't be really counted among them, but more experience for the DK in the top left, getting closer to his level 5, solo creeping the first hero here. 5-4-3 undead heroes with 2 bases against 1.
Oh, yeah. This one in the bottom right was cancelled. But yeah. But I guess he's just trying it again. He doesn't even need abominations. Fiends, statues were enough. Against the high ground even.
And again, just like against Thorzane, it looks like just one mistake is required and Happy takes full control of that game.
Yeah.
Blood Mage dies and suddenly... Until then it looked good. Until then it looked really good. But he dies and suddenly everything is completely spiraling out of control.
No TP here for HawK. This might be the last stand. Nice silence. There's no Holy Light. Ah, again, the staff out. So no banish. This gives the DK close to level 5. This will be level 5 soon. And then so much more nuke, so much more healing. Level 3 cord. And yeah, unlimited mana on this Lich.
Happy hasn't lost a Fiend here so far. The second Fiend he borrowed, with that he dodged the Stormbolt, by the way. Alright, now one statue will be lost, but obviously Happy is trading much better here. Could hit a double silence perhaps into hero kill, but going for the Griffins instead with the web, easy targets. And then only a couple of militia and rifle are left.
This Lich is just taking them apart alone. Now he has no mana anymore, but I guess there's gonna be new skeletons. Then, oh, actually Holy Light saves him again. But yeah, lack of mana regen clearly visible. Finally the Blood Mage. Finally the Siphon. But it was way too much Nova. Way too many coils.
Yeah.
And now he's raising the
highly
dead.
upgraded Fiend here.
Happy the Night King raising his arms. Surround on the Mountain King with skeletons actually. GG 1-0 for Happy. Again, so
Goddamn.
dominant in these fights.
You remember a Legendary Cup when we were saying, hey, you know what? Happy isn't even looking so unbelievably unkillable at the moment.
Yeah, scratch that.
I think he's looking like that again. Like, you can have a good early game against him. You can get into a good position, but one misstep, that's it. And it's over.
That was freaking strong. HawK gave him a little time in the early. That was the first mistake there with the late farm. And stuff like that. So it didn't start perfectly. But once he got the tier 2 and that expansion up, I think it was fine.
Yeah. HawK dealt with the DK harass super well. Like, perfectly, basically.
The early game then was so great. Great last hits.
Yeah. Invul Potion missing on the Blood Mage was a big, big, big mistake. And he didn't solo creep the Blood Mage to level 3 after he was level 4 Paladin, which he really should have done. That was another big mistake.
Yeah. So let's see if we can get an update from the Thorzane game. Chaco is casting it, of course. Still 0-0 between Thorzane and Please. Second match is Northern Isles this time. Not going for Amazonia as Thorzane did.
Northern Isles, another good expansion map, but so was Last Refuge, and yet we still didn't see it.
Well, we did for 5 minutes or so, or 2 minutes.
Yeah, but not a fast expansion. That was certainly a later one. Do you think HawK has now given up on the Pally rifles, or does he still deem it worth a try?
How is creeping with piercing on Northern?
It's doable. Like, you can go militia creep with the rifles along with them at the Tuskar camp. It's level 2 right away. Unless the DK comes in for harass, so that's a bit of a headache. But you can move from green camp to green pretty easily. I mean, this is where... Isn't this where Thorzane played Pally rifles?
Actually, I don't remember, man.
Against Juan, I mean? I think it was... but don't quote me on this. But I think it should be doable. Also, lab creep, for example, shouldn't be too hard. But it is a really good fast expansion map. And that is what I'm expecting now from HawK. Thank you very much, X Rallis, for the 100 bits.
Nice.
Good day, Neo, Remo, and chat.
Good day to you too, sir.
Good day, mate.
Dude, this overlay is not easy to handle. I can tell you that much. In case you haven't seen it yet, on our stream, we have a new overlay. We can showcase it right here. We can showcase it right here. If you click on that red little icon here, it leads you to the matches extension, and there you get the bracket. You don't even have to go to Liquipedia. You see a few matches are live, and you see the results from matches that have already been played. It's pretty fantastic. Thank you, Matches GG.
Happy only one step away from the winners final, which will be played tomorrow. And we are counting down here for map number 2. HawK with a horrendous track record against Happy, trying to improve his stats here against the undead Russian nightmare that is Happy, but so far it's not looking too great. What is HawK going to be playing next? We just saw Pally Rifle straight against Happy twice. Failed twice. Not twice from HawK, but early on from Thorzane as well, I meant. We have an altar starting off normally here for HawK. This is going to be an AM opening, and I can only assume a fast expansion to follow that as well.
Happy is 3-0 in this qualifier. HawK just lost his very first match. But Northern Isles, as he said, basically a guaranteed expansion if you don't screw up the creep pull. HawK in the upper left. In the blue, as the human. Happy once again in the red bottom left. With a normal build thus far, I guess.
Yep, looks like Ted Fiend's opening here. And I would certainly assume that to be the case. Fog Duster, thank you for the 3-month resub.
Result from chat. Thorzane losing game number 1. What the hell? 2 please. On Twisted.
That is certainly quite surprising to me.
Yes.
All right. Acolyte moving out. We'll be seeing what's going on the human side of things. If the first footy is going over to the natural, that should most likely mean that creep to start with will be level 2 for the AM. It's really good for the item, fairly easy to creep with that pull, and perhaps the best aspect of it, the big creep can't be stolen by a DK, with the Rock Golem being magic immune. On ladder, sometimes we will see the humans going for the Tuskar camp first instead, but normally on the top end of human competition, the natural creep is the first camp to be taken. What's the DK gonna do? Is he gonna go over for harassment right away, or gonna start it with some creeping of his own? Looks like instant aggression is the idea.
Again, it is. In 3 games, he's been aggressive 3 times. Twice it worked, once it worked very nice on Amazonia, not too much, and in the first game against HawK, also not too much. Ring of Protection for the human to start things with. DK almost there. Expecting the creep here, and HawK is pulling, or... Oh, actually, did Happy pull them? Yeah, right?
Yeah, I think so too.
And creating a corpse here. I like the play thus far. Making use of that mana regen. Has the skeletons now.
No Arcane Tower in the main, by the way, for HawK. Could be pretty annoying to do with his skeletons. finally now... Oh no, making another farm. So that's definitely expansion then. You don't go 4 farms into tech.
Creeps get the last hit. And the boulder was tossed just because of this little pull by Happy earlier. Can't go for the perfect position to take out the golems at all. And Happy is teching already again.
So how many militia do we have?
1, 2, 3,
5,
4,
6.
5, 6.
Okay.
That's okay.
6 militia, 5 footies, so a lot of forces over here. Happy even pulling the Murlocs, hoping for some ensnares perhaps. But those won't be flying. AM still not level 2. Still no aura for him with the Mud Golem. There we go, now he gets it. Happy so with 0 experience over here.
And there's more experience from the skeleton if he decides to right-click it. But of course everyone wants this rock golem. Can Happy be 1-2-0-esque and get the last hit with the skeleton? Nope, stays at 0. Gets the item here as well. Parry up, still no experience. Okay, he got 1 peasant. And the next one here. But even that was denied. Now he gets the second one.
But I guess HawK dealing with this fairly well. Didn't give up too much experience. Quite a few peasants though, I guess. Only 2 peasants left here. More will have to be brought from the main. This is already a somewhat late expansion. That's not really late, but it's not an instant expansion.
It will certainly be a late tech.
Yeah, I would think so too. But at least the lumber is looking good at the moment for HawK. 300. But of course, a lot of that lumber will go into that power build. Whereas Happy, he's basically tier 2 already.
Yeah. But again, the trouble of distributing experience to DK and Lich at the same time. Not too perfect.
And the DK also far away from level 2. If you end up going... If you have to go up against level 3 AM, which he is now, without the aura, that can be very difficult indeed, especially if the AM should go for boots of speed. But the skeleton harass here forces HawK back once again. Happy, so aggressive, man. No creeping at all. Doesn't care about being stuck on level 1 here still.
Arcane Tower just begun, so there's still 1 more coil for the DK. But where's he supposed to get kills now? 1 peasant. Does he have new rod? Yeah, but it's on cooldown. HawK is playing this nicely with a lot of right clicks against the DK. And good micro on the peasants as well.
And these level 2 watermen are so strong right now.
Yeah.
Doing a great job keeping these fiends back. Not finding any kills, but, you know, keeping the peasants safe. Only a single peasant died there. The DK instead could have crept up 1, even 2 camps for level 2 and some items. But no, went aggressive and, honestly, didn't get much done with it.
I was about to say, like, how is he dealing with this army once defend is ready, from Happy's perspective? And defend is already at 70%, so the value of Fiend will be significantly lowered once this upgrade is done.
And I like that he was spamming those footies. Like, he had 6 footmen, perhaps even 7 earlier. That's always very nice. Just pop the defend then once it's done, and you can usually push back those fiends very easily. Unless the DK is really high level, and the Colanova snipes those footies super quick. But no, he's not. Still not even level 2. This is looking like a really solid early game for HawK.
And I think he also prioritizes, right, going for the shop and defend, not being too greedy, not going a million towers. He needs the clarity now, but Lich Ice Spear is already there to cancel that regen. That was nice. So no water elemental, no second water elemental.
I think HawK just continued to spam those footies, but he's actually stopped footy production. So, at the moment, only defending here with 3. Of course, footies will fall off heavily later on once destroyers come out. So, I always have to be careful to go for the right amount. But look how hard this is, even to micro for Happy without the aura.
Yeah. All the fiends are low already. DK as well. Kind of blocking himself for a little bit, giving the footmen more time to use their swords. And he has to retreat now. Statue is coming. Okay. Skeletons are continuing to harass, but HawK has 3 footmen for exactly this purpose at the main. Ooh, Archmage about to get a kill. But no.
More footies coming in from the expansion, having healed up now. 6 footies with defend. Really hard to deal with. At the moment, not even on defend. Big Nova could grant a kill. Happy needs 2 kills, though, for the level 2 DK. Or is the water elemental enough? I don't think it is, actually. Ah, okay, it is. Ah, yeah, level 2 water elemental, more than 50. Alright, finally the aura, and that changes a lot.
Players' forces are under attack.
Especially against defend, where you can chase better. Tier 2 is almost done though, and then it should be Mountain King time. Can HawK hold on long enough? Towers are coming, but only one guard tower in the works. And the Arcane Tower is doing a good job against this DK. Only one coil. Healing is working as well. No counter expansion by Happy, just all out aggression. Tier 3 is done.
And tier 2 for HawK. Is it MK time now? Oh, he's a little bit low lumber. Okay. Can't go for it right away. Those towers did end up costing... Footies are doing a good job delaying, buying time for these towers. And not even dying, thanks to that defend.
It's
Water elementals being sacrificed.
same prioritization that Thor then had. Sanctum over MK. He had the money for one of them. HawK had 1,000 gold, now going for the Mountain King.
Alright, finally. Once again, Happy very high on the Fiends. 5 Fiends already, a 6th one coming from the main, bringing the orb with the backpack, and a first attack upgrade as well for them already.
That's super fast, right?
Reminds me of, like, interplay. This is how we used to play against Human and against Undead as well. Like, super heavy on the Fiends, early upgrades.
It
Not too
feels
usual
like
to
Happy
see.
is grinding his teeth here at the SimCity of HawK. Now defend. And that was one of the 2 Novas he had. You can't get like 5-6 kills usually.
Yeah. Trading 1 footy for 1 Nova. HawK should be fine with that, I think. But HawK is just buying time here. He can't really find any kills. New Nova comes in, finding 1 more footy. But again, it's 1 Nova for 1 footy. It's okay. Ideally, the human would like to, behind this defensive posture, go to tier 3. But he can't. He just simply doesn't have the lumber here, HawK.
Canceling the regen again. Mountain King is in, and that should result finally in kills. Not even trying to nuke this, as he knows how good the dispel of this Mountain King is.
Dark Ranger surrounded! But fighting our way out rather easily against these footies. And now there's destroyers, and now the point of footman value is over.
Yeah.
They're basically free experience here.
And the Water Elemental is kind of the same. I mean, you need a lot of dispel against them, as they are equipped with high HP. But in the end, you have something to get rid of them. And the pendulum swings back into HawK's face. What's there to save him? He's
A player's forces
massing
are under
gyros
attack.
and breakers. He has no time to go for knights, as you pointed out.
And if they go unscouted, if there's no web, perhaps he could overpower the air, and then with the breakers on the ground, look for some bolts around kills maybe? But HawK, man, he's had this expansion running for a while. He's supposed to be rich, he's supposed to be in upkeep, but he's just not getting there.
He just built a lot, though, right? Doesn't have anything against the destroyer in this army, so he has to go in with the gyros now. But there's coils. This destroyer will be safe. Oh, surround, and it's stick. No, it doesn't. Looks like it, huh?
Not too
throwing
much
one more
follow-up
coil.
damage.
Yeah, exactly. The Lich and the Fiends providing so much, and he's able to escape. The destroyer is finally dead.
Yeah, forgetting about the web there was certainly a mistake by Happy. The Burrow won't save against the flying machines. They do have True Sight, and now finally this Militia and MK, they're finding some kills. HawK is fighting his way back into this game. MK for him now dropping lower. He has to be careful.
There's no nuke at the moment and a lot of gold. He should have access to that shop. A couple of kills for Happy once again with the Dark Ranger, but still no level 3. Gyros, of course, now kind of useless. Oh, the shop! Sorry, he's gone. And that's level 3 now. Once again, looking a little better for Happy. He's losing yet another Fiend, though.
44 supply for Happy, 44 for HawK. The more time he has, the more he should be able to produce. But Happy's getting quite a few kills here. Level 2 Dark Ranger now, meaning he has the Silence, which I guess at the moment isn't too valuable. But these breakers just aren't high enough in number.
What a
getting
tug
sniped
of
out.
war between them. Gyrocopters was taken out. Now we do have web. But we also have mana on the human heroes. At least on the Mountain King. Happy shows no sign of retreat He's just staying right there. Takes out 2 more flying machines. And the 3rd flying machine. Oh, almost no anti-air anymore against this destroyer who's reigning supreme over this human army.
It looks like Happy is breaking him right now. HawK down to 37 supply. Happy finally has the hero levels. 3-2-2 for him. Close to level 3 Lich as well. Just by the way, Happy hasn't crept a single camp on this map.
Oh, true. Oh my god, how crazy is that? Militia walking into the meat grinder. Statue is still healing a lot. Mana looks decent. Could be better, but if he gets the shop, alright. A single consumable for HawK, otherwise he's facing the lower bracket.
And how can you reinforce now? HawK, it's so hard to bring units from the main, and he just doesn't have any units, man. He's got the 2 breakers over here, that's it. The peasants now exposed. With the right clicks coming in just from the Dark Ranger and Lich, they will die over time. And HawK in... It almost looks like a checkmate situation.
Yeah, he is struggling so hard. Loss after loss after loss. More skeletons equals more mana, of course. Hail Mary for this Mountain King, but where is the damage? There's none. There's no damage. Has to use the potion soon, even though he is tanky, not using it. That's it. That's Happy. 4-0, and that's Happy in the winner bracket final, 1 step away from Shanghai.
How did this happen? This game looked so good for HawK for so long.
Well, destroyers were ready, I think.
Also, I think lumber there was a massive issue for HawK. Was he overmaking towers at the expansion? He couldn't go tier 3 because he was too low lumber. He was making a lot of footies early on to hold off against these fiends with defend. They did a good job there. But as is always the case with footies, once destroyers are up, they're just free experience. Very hard for humans there in this matchup against players of that level, of Happy's level, to have the perfect approach. And HawK, I guess, didn't have it.
Yeah, not today. He had promising starts and everything, promising moments in those games, but in the end, Happy... This relentless aggression.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy how he makes this work against the 2 best humans in all of Europe. First Thorzane 2-0, now HawK 2-0. HawK and Thorzane find themselves in the lower bracket. There is a fallback net in this qualifier, of course, as we're playing double elimination. And the bracket at the moment stands like this. There you see it. So Thorzane is battling Please at the moment. It's 1-1 between them. HawK is waiting in the lower bracket round 2. And we're starting with the lower part of this winner bracket. It's Foggy versus Johnny Cage and our match, Cash versus Enter. But we are kind of waiting for Thorzane versus Please to end. So Remo, would you do again the solo cast and I take a little break?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. I will join you in a sec.